Hi guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at how the nucleus of an atom was discovered. Well, first of all, before we get into the process, we have to know that alpha particles were used in the discovery of a nucleus. Alpha particles are made up of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. This means that an alpha particle has a positive charge. Now, the famous scientist Rutherford, he used these alpha particles to discover the nucleus. Before Rutherford did his experiment, it was accepted that the atom was similar to a plum pudding. If anyone doesn't know what a plum pudding is, it means that you've got this positive sphere, which would be like the cake, and you've got these negative electrons placed in the cake, kind of like currents in a plum pudding cake. So Rutherford challenged this model, and he did his famous experiment, which you guys may have to describe for your exam. Well, the first thing that Rutherford did is he found an alpha source, something that was emitting alpha particles. And what Rutherford did is he put a thin piece of gold or gold foil in front of that alpha source. And what happened was these alpha particles, as they're emitted from this radioactive atom, they were fired at the thin piece of gold. And as you can see, 3 things happened to those alpha particles. Some alpha particles were detected straight through, which means the particles went straight through the gold. Some of the alpha particles deflected and were detected at an angle from the thin gold foil. But surprisingly, some of the alpha particles just bounced right back. Now, let's take a look at the atomic level of what must have been happening. We've seen that some alpha particles, and sorry, these are to represent the atoms of gold in the gold foil. Some of those alpha particles just went straight through. Some of those alpha particles were deflected, but some of those alpha particles just bounced right back. Now that led Rutherford to think of 3 things. Well, first of all, he must have known that the nucleus of an atom is positive. The nucleus of any atom must be positive. That's why these alpha particles were repelled backwards. The 2 positives repelled each other. He also knew that the nucleus must be small. Well, how did he know that the nucleus was small? Well, most of the alpha particles went straight through that gold foil. The atom is mostly empty space. And he also led Rutherford to think that the nucleus is where all the mass of an atom is. We can accept Rutherford's experiment because other scientists carried out this experiment and got similar results. This experiment also led to the discovery of neutrons. So because of Rutherford's famous experiment, we got rid of the plum pudding model and we accept the typical model that we use today of atoms. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay in touch for another video.